Hey everybody, welcome to the Div2 Grand Finals for Highlander Season 21 in ETF. We have the Turkish team umud+8 and the Russian team, which will be Funeral Service here. I believe they're also on the fitting team colors right now each. And yeah, they're here ready for Grand Finals pretty much. I'm not here alone. ArchRhythm on production and 4 HP with me on the cast as well.
Hey, how's it going, DuMmTm? It's gonna be a pretty good game here, I think. We saw a very good semifinals between umud+8 and who were very strong during the regular season, but it turned out that the Turks had what it takes to beat them in a very close. Team spirit's pretty strong on umud+8's side. I like to see it.
Well, they need good teamwork to make it through players as experienced as the Russians here. Funeral Service is not going to make it easy, hasn't made it easy for anyone in this. For now, we know they definitely deserve their spot in Grand Finals, and so did the Turks, but only one will come out on top, the winner of Division 2.
Yeah, and we're going live with the first mid. Let's see the mid fight, how the rollouts are for both team. Corky is choosing to go top right, and Mac goes straight through the shutter. Already a mini sentry being taken down, but it's probably going to be rebuilt pretty quickly. It seems that MF is trying to take some aggressive on the point, but for now it's kind of a bit of a tentative mid. Teams spamming each other. Boshi gets the kill on the flank, and oh, there's the bomb. And all the damage, the aggression from the Russians coming in very strong, and Gregory goes down, but they also lose players, quite a lot of players in this process. It ends up being kind of a messy mid once Funeral Service initiated aggression, but Turks are actually going to take that mid.
Yeah, despite losing the sniper here, Finsky couldn't really take advantage of it enough after the whole messy fight started. Obviously, difficult for sniper just to find a good angle to play safe from, so both medics going down here makes this a lot more interesting now. It's still Russians off the point. Funeral Service needs some play to get back on it here, and the spy picture makes things a little easier. They're trying to sack in. Grid goes deep with the pyro jetpack. Look at the Gregory.
Oh, Gregory is taking so much damage, and Corky is going to try to take advantage of it, and there it goes. Gregory goes down to the pipe, and it's going to be MF capping the point here, and also a lot of numbers lost by the Turks here. So quick recap by Funeral Service.
Ooh, late deaths though. DuMmTm, Pyro Soldier. Pyro with the quick spawn. Everyone else though, if you do cap a point on a King of the Hill map, your spawns will be worse than on your opponent's side here. So obviously the red player is dying in the sack wave. Up a lot sooner. Soldier, DuMmTm just now spawning, but the Turks are already all up. Means they can maybe contest a little bit earlier here than the Russians would really like to, but they have to do it without an Uber, which is the difficult part. Hammerham getting a nice little snipe that helps quite a bit, but not if he loses the 1v1 against Finsky here. They need this Uber out of the equation. Mac with some damage, Crayon in as well, does miss the target. It doesn't matter, the damage is still good enough.
Yeah, good force comes in, and Gregory is pretty safe right now in lobby, so he's going to have a pretty handy advantage to repush the point here. As Patatas is already definitely jumping onto the roof. They're putting quite a few players on the point already, and I think Funeral Service are pretty content to give this up right now. Fluxo is trying to do some damage, but he gets pretty hurt and chooses to go under. And let's see, it's a bit of a reset, I think.
Yeah, both teams currently just taking their time. Obviously, red team now out on the Turkish side with the Uber, so they have to do something about it. Here comes the bomb in, Demo Pyro. This time they want to use early, try to catch something still around, but both people falling back quickly with the gun in the way as well. Doesn't let the Pyro go as deep as they want to. Crayon still around forward, maybe trying to hide in the corner if people are unaware. Pulls the trigger, hiding for early though. Me finds him.
Oh yeah, pretty good denial there. It was a bit of an awkward Uber for the Turks because they had already lost Hydra and Mac, so they had to solo the Pyro against a lot of players, and now Mac tries to go for the bomb. He gets Bahan in the process, but that's not the medic, and Silver Master is going to be safe with full Uber.
Alright, if you could take over for a second, I need to resolve a HUD issue I have. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. So for now, Funeral Service is finally on the time advantage, and they also have full Uber advantage, holding on the traditional left side, and I'm guessing that the Turks will have to either rely on Hammerham or Suicide to try and get a force here. Mac is already trying to put some aggression on the point, contesting it a little bit. Hammerham gets a pick on the scout, and they're getting quite a few people on the point. Denial with a little bit coming in, and this Funeral Service goes for the very aggressive Uber. Corky is all the way in lobby trying to find Gregory, but Gregory just about gets out of that. But Puxa is also trying to contest, doesn't really get it. So the Uber comes in really aggressively, but doesn't get what they really need, and I think that the Turks are probably going to just repush this, as they also lose Shunsky and Pahan in the process, and Turks are pretty much taking the point here. now with full Uber advantage on their side, and having 145 on the clock against 58 seconds from funeral service, and it's just gonna rely on them trying to get a good hold here against the inevitable suicide from funeral service. Mef is already in the point, quite hurt though. No, he's going back out, plucks a jump, gets denied somewhat, Fridge with the jump, and gets denied as well. It wasn't very synchronized, the suicide there, and it didn't work. But Bloxa again, going for Hammerhand.
They're dealing so much damage, but nothing dies here, and Silvermaster also kind of weak. They have the Evo, they're hesitant to actually use it right now, which is strange to see. They have the gun setup as well, which is what you really see here. I want to see here on this map. You just have this gun in backlinks, no one can contest point easily right now. Here comes the Uber, they're trying to make up for the hesitance earlier to just go straight in, but Gregory as well with Uber now can just pop in responses with that as well, but losing and deal heavy already down on Trickster. Mac completely denied by Fridge as the rest of the team falls back. They're slowly capping point here, and with Zodiac shut down as well by the engineer, no one can really contest this too much. The gun is just such a big thorn in the sides.
Yeah, and they're just kind of slowly bleeding players there, so it's gonna take a few more seconds for them to regroup and get back on the game now that funeral service has capped again. Mac dies there after Pluxa jumping and taking advantage of the positioning. Pluxa is going deep here. He's just about going to survive, but he doesn't get the kill that he really wanted.
Well, if you're going out empty-handed, at least you should be going out alive. So that certainly worked for them there. Everyone's still alive, and while you're on point, you don't want to lose numbers unnecessarily. That's the last thing you want to see here. So they have the numbers still up to contest point a little bit, and certainly their hands are being forced. So they could out of cap and Pyro of that as well. They have to contest in some capacity. They do have to go now, but they want to let it get away.
Yeah, they just give the points a bit tentative in terms of going forward there, and now they're going to use the Uber first, as Gregory just gets this Uber. In principle, it should be a better Uber for the Turks here, as they pretty much only have to solo the Pyro to get people off the point. Now, it would be a good idea to focus the center here in Shutter, and as Marisa tries to wrangle that, but they're going to hold on to the point for now. 25 seconds on the clock. Let's see how much they can hold still.
Neither team really has time for an Uber to be coming up anymore, unless this goes to this considerable amount of overtime. So the Russians off the point right now certainly have to go for point a lot quicker. Like you said, with the sniper spy pick, they have a lot easier. Pyro, Demoman in the way of being Fridge behind. Pyro goes so deep, Pyro a little late to deny it, and it's too late in the end.
Oh, the afterburn.
Behind them, he just jumped in deep, got the medic as well. That was a huge bomb there that barely didn't slip past me, but that all made the difference there. Crayon just was deep in the right moment. They betted all on the Pyro bomb going in, and they didn't check for the soldier anymore. Picks them apart from the backlines and makes it so no one can really go for point anymore. The Turks up one.
And it turns out that with that entire quite messy fight in the end of the round, crucially Zerel survived with the sentry and was able to focus down most of the blue players trying to get on it, so that also worked to their advantage. Fuchs with a very early bomb here on this mid, a bit more aggressive, but Tatis is going to go down first casualty here. And Boshi is starting to get something, gets the demo. Oh, this is looking good for funeral service now. As Fridge is in, he's just using that jetpack and getting so much done with that.
Yeah, certainly puts another layer of fear into them on any stack wave.
Gets 2 more kills at the back end of that.
Oh, Zodiac is on the medic though. Crayon just jumps in right. Everyone looks at him point, and Zodiac just says, yeah, left side's free. I'm on the medic. Let's go, boys. We get the kill here. And certainly worked just fine. They might be down on time right now, but they will be up on Uber, and with that, maybe also up on an opportunity to get on point in the first place. Eventually, they pick him up in the backline. Zodiac going down here. Sure is nice, but they are stuck in a position with maybe not much, they said, but maybe just enough to be concerning. And certainly no heals up just yet. Everyone's bunching up in lobby to get the heals, but the sniper actually just delivering the much resistance for them right now.
Yeah, they were trying to get some position there on the point, but Mac overextended a little bit and got picked off. And Quarky is right now playing really aggressively, trying to find an opening, but that sentry, it's gonna go down, but it still does quite a bit of damage. I guess Zerel is gonna be able to rebuild it now. Pluxa tries to go for a jump, but right now it seems that Turks are all playing quite passive in lobby, waiting for Gregory to get that Uber, and they're going to... But Funsky is going to get the sniper pick, which might make them a little bit tentative, but still, this passivity is kind of hurting them a bit as they lose more than 1 minute in the time.
And the advantage is winning this way as well. They had like 30 ad, and by taking so long to rotate here, they just kind of both lose players to the sniper heavy, and also opportunity to actually chase deep with Eva, because Silvermaster has by now, they denied a little bit of this, and it certainly was enough to just pick up more pings around the Eva and just go in deep, chase themselves now. pick up more than enough to keep the point alive for themselves. Not quite a better kill, but maybe the Fridge in the backlines can do that. Has to deal with a lot of people in the front lines. Fluxer from the other side as well, from left side into lobby. Couldn't get the kill either. They barely are staying alive in lobby, but they don't have much to work with right now. Soldier down, I think Sniper spawning just now as well is all they can really use right now.
Yeah, and Fridge is trying to go for the jetpack play again, but he was alone this time and he gets denied. And I think there's Crayon behind playing on the enemy lobby right now. Now going to bats, jumping back. He was trying to focus that sentry a little bit. I expect the Turkish flank players to go quite a bit on the aggressive right now as they take a lot of point time, and the funeral service isn't really denying, and they're just getting destroyed in the corner. Wow, okay, Patatas gets a double with the scout and the demo with that reflect pipe. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, Mac brought so much space to the team to be able to go forward. A little bit alone, granted, but he just did so much damage. Everyone was forced in the corner, and then Potato comes in and just perfectly cleans up what's in front of them. They both go down, but capping the point of that one, as well as killing some people in the process, certainly doesn't make it easy for the Russians to do anything about the cap. In the meantime, they will try to fight quickly here, obviously with better spawns, trying to be fast about this right now. Bat going down helps a little bit, no worries in the backlines just yet. All in the front line, scout demo point right now, seeing what they can do here. Maybe force people
again.
out.
They just used Uber anyway. I'm not sure if it was a force as much as Mac calling for that Uber, and they get Silver Master on it, and just chasing so deep. And I don't know if they might get caught up on here because Pahan is there, but no, they're just going to end up killing nearly everyone. It's only 3 up on the side of Funeral Service. Now a couple of spawns are coming in. But yeah, aggressive Uber working really well there. They brought Zodiac with it, with Mac, and they got the chase well done.
Yeah, that was a tough start for the Turks onto this round, but it certainly looks like they overcame some of the mistakes here and able to play a little bit safer and a little bit more coordinated now. Shutting down Flux's bomb and killing him in the backlines as well. Mercer getting sniped as well means they got it out of commission too.
They do get the demo pick here, thanks to the spy. And Finsky goes down to bat as well. And again, the Funeral Service are losing quite a few players on this, so they're probably gonna have to wait for a regroup to really contest.
A little bit of an overextension by Zodiac. Saw the medic, I would assume. Decided to go all in for it, but 4 people around Silvermaster, that didn't really make it all too viable for Scout to try to feed.
Oh, Fridge again. Fridge, is he gonna get... Oh, he actually gets the forces. I can't believe how many forces he's been able to get out of that jetpack. A trade on happens on point. It seems to be a little bit favorable to Funeral Service thanks to the early force though. Let's see. Oh, they lose Mac. And
the snipe hammer him! That turns everything around. You said it. That was a little bit of a better Uber. They had in a longer Uber. They can go in deeper with that one, but not if you get sniped for it. And this changes everything now. No medic on the field. No heals whatsoever for the side of Funeral Service. They have to fall back, play safe right now. Wait for the heals to be coming up, and in the meantime, the Turks can just make their way to point again here, slowly but surely.
Yeah, and they have a pretty big advantage because Silver Master died and then they capped the points, so he had a pretty slow spawn time there. So Turks pretty much just stand on the point and get it, not much contesting in the way of Funeral Service right now. They're gonna have to set up some kind of a force once again on Gregory here. I think they probably need to expect... Oh yeah, there's a plus to jump, 1 reflect goes, and the 2 reflects go. Nice job from Patatas, but they do end up using the Uber anyway. Silver Master is... It looks like he was going to get caught there for a second, but he's just about to get out. And Quarky might try to just re-aggress this now that Funeral Service has the Uber advantage. But the time is ticking. They're pretty much even right now at the 25 seconds mark.
Zodiac had something nice there. He got the heavy on the flank, but he went in too early. They were all aware of him being there, so he just got caught out by Fridge. They're going point of this, trying to cap, will get forced out early, but Gregory not in the best position. Quark overshoots a little bit there, but it won't matter. The pipes are landing. That's everything pretty much down. Not much time left here. 20 and 10 seconds each. This is gonna go down to the wire, and the Turks really just have one more shot at this.
Yeah, Patatas trying to go for a desperate move there, but not the best play. And right now, if they can just hold this for 10 seconds, they just need to regroup and have one last hurrah at the point if they want to get this. Crayon is already in the jump. He's going directly to the point. They're getting the point time at least. But they're taking so much
so quickly. Everyone's just here, the gun in the way of things as well, having the backlines, and everyone healed up front on point, not letting anyone get any more cap time. Will tie up the scoreline here. This is best of 3 maps, best of 5 on the King of the Hill map each. So 2 more rounds for each team required to win map number 1, and they will keep it very close about this one.
Yeah, it's 1-1. Once again, that sentry and shutter is so key in those end of round fights. This time it was Marisa's sentry though. Let's see what's happening here. Mac with a pretty fast rollout and setting some stickies that Fridge is trying to get rid of now. Crayon is also playing on the roof already. They kind of these fun teams are rolling out on opposite sides and kind of meeting each other on both sides of that roof. Quarky is quite hurt, but he's trying to put some pressure there. So far, only one casualty in the name of Boshi, and a little bit tentative mid once again. The denial of Pluxa once again. Patates has been going really well with those reflects today. And, oh, Pluxa with the bomb on Gregory. Denied again. Patates is going huge.
But Quarkin as well, they don't care. They want this kill. They need this kill right now to
But
get
they won't
out of
get
the
it.
corner. Yeah, it's crit streak. Notably as well here for Gregory's side, so they couldn't use to save themselves on Turkish end. They really needed this denial to go through, and that happening is massive. But what's even more massive is a crit streak that actually kills things. Let's see if they can catch them by surprise. No, the Pirate Streak is coming. They will panic.
They will use with Silver Master because he had Uber already. Oh, Fridge goes directly into Mac and Reflect kills him. More air blasts happening, and it seems that the Uber trade is going to be better for the side of Funeral Service because, I mean, if you actually pop the Uber, it will usually beat the crits.
Yeah, they certainly pop maybe a little bit early, but just to be safe, and as long as you can get close, that will make a huge difference, and they were lucky to be not that far back. They were still like on down half, but they were able to close the distance pretty quickly against the Turkish crit streak Uber here, so we'll get them back on point. Timers remaining fairly close. The Uber's not so much though, and it is Uber on normal medigun for the Turks again here, so Crit's idea quickly proven ineffective. They're switching back to standard methods here. Let's see if they can get out of the corner now.
Yeah, pretty good advantage on the side of Silver Master right now as... Oh, Ham is quite hurt after the bleed weapons from Wiethoofd, but he's going to be saved. It's quite damage being traded once again. It's just like the left and right mirror, and they decide to just go in with the Uber Funeral Service. They're planning to try and catch Gregory, but Gregory is quite safe here in the back unless Quarky with the jump. Can he get this?
Oh, Gregory,
Oh my.
like 1 HP there. The soldier bomb comes through as well, but the medic's not staying close to that choke point there. Goes all the way back to spawn. Might as well get the resub while you're here, not even be in the danger zone anymore. Really close caller. It is something you see towards like high level compared to like open and mid level a lot more. These forces by just being close to point. And the other team
Here
trying
goes
to catch
Crayon
them.
with the bomb. They do get Funsky with the combined spam and stabs Silver Master in the back, and that's going to be a retake. But Gregory died as well in that exchange. I didn't really see what happened on there.
Whatever it was, it's like questionably good, because yeah, they capped point, but at the cost of the medic spawning a few seconds later here, that hurts quite a bit. Fortunately enough, Silvermaster didn't really have anyone at spawn to build with immediately, so it's not as big an advantage as it could be for the Russians, but certainly they will be up on point faster and can just retake it fairly quickly and get the point back under their control. Messy situation on point. The Turks not able to control that quite too well.
Again trying to control the roof, but he's getting denied quite effectively by Hydra here. Oh, Mac dies. Meanwhile, Bat is trying to focus the sentry, but it stays alive. Yep, Turks needs to do something. They're kind of slowly seeing the time slip away as Funeral Service has a better time situation right now and also Uber advantage for Silver Master. They probably need to try and work on some kind of sack play pretty soon. Zerael is trying, but he just gets destroyed by Funsky. You know, very good sniper to stand in the lines against. And let's see, Miaf is holding on that roof pretty aggressively. They finally put some people on the point. We see the scout, we see the demo, we see now Crayon, we see Patates trying to jump in as well. But so far, they're not really getting what they need. The Uber eventually comes in, but I think it's more on Funeral Service's own decision to do it. And they do catch Gregory there with Quarky's pipe. Fridge is still in. A bit of a pyro MGE there with Patates, but he does end up getting himself by his sniper. Oh boy.
Oh, Crayon was behind, but he pulls the trigger early on his. Sees the sniper wants that kill. Could have maybe waited a little bit longer, got the medic. The sniper kill is nice, and they certainly need anything they can get right now. Maybe though, the medic kill would have just changed more about this outcome here. Either way, it's late deaths on the Russian side. Sorry, my bad. And that just makes them have some space over point. But Pluxa comes in the backlines, undenied, straight on the medic. Gregory down, Zodik down. So many people not alive for the Turkish side here right now, and they just can't do much about this yet.
Oh, they do that. They do end up capping the point though. Bat and Hydra came on the points late, but they have so many down right now that it seems to be a pretty much done deal for Funeral Service, as they can just stand on the point without anyone contesting them. And there it goes. It's a 2-1 for Funeral Service. If anything, I would say like probably deciding factor there is just that they weren't really getting force at much. They was just like pulling the trigger and those really aggressive Ubers onto Gregory and getting the kills that they needed. It's just some very good Ubers on their side.
Yeah, and also important to mention here that those Ubers got better over time as well. The first one was like okay, but the second one was where the real problems lied. Just completely catching him all the way deep and chasing them all the way much better than the first time around. They need to improve just that bit more on the Turkish side if you want to keep up with the Russians here.
Oh, the Fridge and puts a bomb combined, but it actually gets completely denied this time. They lost their sniper, so it kind of decided to go deep, but they just lost pretty much everyone, and no casualties for the Turks. What a dominant mid.
That's one way to come back into the game for sure. This will give them so much momentum here and will force the hand of the Russians a lot more than before, where they just kind of could play a lot more freely. They need to find their way out of their own half of this ad as well, mind you. We've seen the bombs, it's always with Pyro, it's Soldier, maybe the DuMmTm as well. They sure have these, but let's see if the Turks have what is required to deny those as well.
Yeah, I expect a bomb to happen pretty soon here. There he goes, Pluxa and Fridge. Fridge gets denied, Pluxa gets in though. They do get quite a bit of damage. Hydra is so hurt, they will get Hydra out of this, but they lost pretty much everyone though. They keep Silver Master alive. Bat got a kill there on the heavy, but it's not gonna do that much because he's gonna get a pretty fast spawn. So far, still full Uber for Gregory. Silver Master at 75. They might try for one more sack before they get Uber, I don't know. Or they might just try and get Uber and try to start pressuring the point now and edging. It seems that they're trying to decide a little bit what to do, but time is ticking. Hammerham is getting kills Marisa there. And time is ticking in favor of the Turks right now. Pluxa goes for a jump, gets denied. Fridge is in, denied completely by Hydra. Now they're starting to get some point time, and the Uber comes in from the Turks this time. They get the aggressive trade, but they get yeah, the Uber comes from Silver Master, but he has no one but me to contest that. They got quite a few aggression there, and it's gonna be a good hold for the Turks.
And that was so sad for Funeral Service too, because during the entire process of forcing Gregory's Uber, Pluxa was like 1 HP behind Silver Master, waiting for an arrow. But they were busy waiting for the exchange, and he just died first frame of flame contact, made contact with him. And it was kind of sad to look at, and certainly didn't help the situation much either, because like I said, everyone goes down.
Oh, Silver Master! Hammerham gets the kill, and Hammerham is getting activated. Bat also as well getting Pluxa in the flank, and he's trying to line up for a kill on the combo, as Finsky is trying to also figure out a way of getting a pick there. They're trying to push this time from the left side. They're not going for the right, as they've both been pretty much the entire game. Mef is putting some pressure on the point. Gets slightly denied. Oh, Pluxa with the jump. Hammerham is scoped in, and he might die to this. Oh no, just about gets saved. But the point pressure is coming from Funeral Service, and I think it's going to be finally a cap. But they're more than 2 minutes in disadvantage in this round. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get back into this.
And not just time disadvantage, Uber disadvantage on top of things as well. That makes things so much harder, because the Turks can just get Mag back on board here, wait a second, and then just make some sort of play at the very least. It just has to be a good one, because the more they wait, the worse it'll be. Silvermaster already an 80 here, and they're taking their time. Mag weak and notably as well. They need to pull the trigger on the
Oh, Uber's in. But Silvermaster
so
is leaving pretty early, and the sentry is still there. They need to focus that too. If they do so, Boshi gets a kill in the back of that. Pluxa does get Mag. And Fridge is trying to jump, but he gets denied by the heavy again. But the Russians are losing a few players here, even though they have full Uber. But yeah, it's gonna be fine for them. I think they have the full advantage right now, and I think that's pretty much what they need right now to hold the point.
Yeah, let's see how long they can keep this going though, because they have 2 more minutes to clock down here. And once this point is being capped by the Turkish side, if they don't already have a lot of percentage on the minigun, they will not really have much time to get another Uber on the board as well. So whatever happens here, if the Turks camp with a force, this is looking pretty dire for the Russians. However, Funeral was doing a nice job shutting people down. Finn's getting a nice key snipes there, leave the 9 people trying to cross from top as well, and no one's able to get close anymore.
Yeah, it's just getting Mac there and then getting Crayon. Finsky is doing a lot of work as we expected he would. Boshi does a nice work there, focusing the sentry in the meantime. And Gregory is going to get his Uber, but I think they might have to go for an Uber trade here. No, they still go for the suicide. Crayon is in. Oh, Silver Master is like hiding in the dispenser and just works for them. They do end up using a bit earlier though. Turks are pretty aggressive on the point. Fridge gets skyboxed, eventually gets killed, and they don't get that many kills, but they never mind that. Mief and Fusky just get killed with 1 pipe from Mac. Mac is still in there. He wants Silver Master, I think, or at least that Sentry. Yeah.
You don't want to have that. You don't want to have to deal with that thing in the end game situation. They are close to finding themselves into a minute left on the Russian timer. Almost only 30 seconds left for the Turksy. They don't have much more time to clock down. And certainly, the moment any of these medics dies, there's barely enough time to get one, especially if the Russians are on the receiving end here.
Yeah, I'm expecting a bomb here, but they're just going for the timing instead. And Fusky gets Mac, but kill comes from well, Pluxa and Marisa die in the back. Bat, I think he has been focusing the NG a lot because of the, again, like you said, the threat of that sentry. Oh, Ham gets Funsky here. It could be quite a game changer. A little bit of an advantage for Funeral Service as they try to get on the point. The Turks are almost getting this round if they just don't feed and play on the point. Oh, Dilber is coming. Dilber's coming. And Gregory doesn't have, he only has 80. He has to go back. But
that was really dangerous approaching point that aggressively, knowing both they're on this side and they have the time to spare to fall back, repush again. They're letting it slip away for now, and they can certainly afford to, but once the Silver's here, which it is now,
yeah, they're going immediately. Silver Master gets sniped in the backhand by Hammerham, and I think they're getting all the kills that they need. Now Quark is still alive with social health, but Zodiac is in. He's gonna get Bahan as well, and there's 3 up, 2 up. It's only the mini sentry of Marisa. Marisa is so hurt as well, and there's just pretty much no one to contest the point anymore. It's gonna be a 2-2. What a hot match that we have here. It's gonna be a golden cap for this first map.
Yeah, and this is all King of the Hill, so I don't think this will be looking much different at all.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a long one and an exciting one here. One final mid for Coal Plant. Let's see who gets here first. Again, Quark is opting for that top right as Mac goes through Shudder. Teams are taking their position pretty much in front of each other on the sides of rock. Oh, the flank is working pretty well. Plux and Miaf get a couple of good kills there on the enemy flank, and this might be the opening they need pretty much. But so far, still pretty tentative, still not really point time being taken. And Mac is now trying to aggress on Quarky, who does take quite a bit of damage, but he's gonna get healed up. Blocks it with the jump! There you go, that's what I mean about the flank being down, but he gets denied though. Garga is so hard. Fridge, he gets it. And gets smacked back too.
Open the force! It's not quite a med kill, but it will do right now. And they just keep going back to the sword, gets the gun, gets the NG, gets Finsky as well.
Oh god, that turned out quite messy with the jetpack and then the crayon bomb, and no one has capped the point yet, but Turks have numbers advantage, and they also have Foxa might get a bomb here. Now he gets denied a little bit. He's pretty much the only one jumping, but yeah, and the spawns end up favoring the Turks a little bit there, and they also have a little bit of advantage, but it's only like 25%, so it's not a lot.
Alright, let's see what they can do with it though. I mean, they don't have much choice.
Oh, Fridge again. Fridge with Foxa. Gregory's gonna die. Those bombs are deadly. That jetpack really good on Coal Plant. And they're going, they should be capping the point here. They have a lot of numbers advantage and Uber advantage. Silver Master is playing a bit dangerously on the point. Yeah, Zodiac was trying to take advantage, but he doesn't get it. So the Turks are going to have to go for the full respawn and regroup and try to break the hole that Funeral Service is going to have now.
Yeah, let's see, they will come in here. They still have some people down, and it's really hurts knowing that they have the better spawns as well. And it still doesn't quite work out, but a nice headshot deals a lot of damage. And Mac with the cleanup actually, throwing the stickies perfectly from the right side here, and that will get at least one, I would believe. Really late in the match as well, mind you.
Yeah, that's true. The pause obviously happens a little bit further in time than what we are seeing right now. But well, we only have to wonder what's happening here. Maybe someone timed out or something.
I can see if I can find out. Let me see. There can't be too many servers with this map currently online, so it should be easy to find. Oh, it was Quarky or Quark.
Oh, that's a bad for Funeral Service right now then, because Turks also have the sniper pig here, and now the NG pig. And okay, but Boshi gets smacked here. He's gonna get cleaned up. But now the Uber comes in, very aggressive from Quarky. He hadn't disconnected here, and Gregory dies of fall damage. That's so sad. but yeah, so Funeral Service is going to hold on to the point here, and I guess the disconnect is going to happen pretty soon here as Corki is now trying to get away from the sentry, and they back up there. They lost a bit of space, and there is.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Happened.
Yeah, now I get it. Pretty unfortunate for them. Pretty much a free recap for the Turks because of that. They're now the Funeral Service is now getting people onto the point, but no demo right now. So that's a bit rough to try and contest. And Mac is getting stickies on the point and pretty much free to do so, as Miaf tries to still try to get the cap by himself, and he's gonna get it for some reason. They probably could have denied that a bit more, or maybe they were like playing out of respect and not really pushing in as far as they should because they know that Corki isn't here right now.
Yeah, I think they rejoined and then immediately crashed again. Then they called the pause, so that just unfortunately meant even more time that could have probably been avoided with an early pause on the side of Russian. Still, they recap for now, and mostly off the back of this Uber they're finding themselves at right now. The pause happened roughly around here, so Quark is back pretty much on the server now. We'll just like join the team any second here. Sometimes you're stuck in spec for a second. There we go, and it's an even game by the time they can repush here, at least on the Turkish side.
Yeah, and yeah, Mac is in with the Uber. They do get the force out of Silvermaster. Corki is back in the game and trying to get in. Bat gets a kill on Funsky in the back. That's gonna be pretty good for the post Uber, as Hamham has some free space to snipe, and they are in fact doing a lot of aggression onto the lobby, and Funeral Service has to back up a little bit there. Both medics survive with even Ubers, but it's gonna be a cap for the Turks.
How long can they keep this though?
Jump.
Already deep, gets the
no
damage
one
on
is
the medic.
protecting Gregory there. And he also gets Mac in that huge bomb.
Hydra almost has as well, and certainly they will just recap. The Crayon,
Crayon!
The Fridge was busy with the jetpack. He did so much damage with the jetpack in the past, but certainly that's not the time you want to have that in hand. But the flamethrower instead, completely caught off guard, gets the medic with that bomb as well. Should they lose the point? They lose a lot of players here, but they might have enough time to reclaim something here after all.
Yeah, the saving grace there was Crayon's great bomb onto Silvermaster, so they won't have an Uber advantage, but they'll have the point advantage for now. And Mac is immediately going onto the point, taking point time. Oh, the Pluxa again, but he's going to just about get denied. And Hammerham gets sniped, but Crayon is trying to go for a big bomb again. It gets also swiped with the knight, but meanwhile, Turks are getting the point time, which kind of what matters here. Funsky on the med gets Gregory, gets the scout, gets the Angie. The chatback is insane. Why haven't I been using his weapon more? Jesus.
Well, certainly this is a good point for using it, if not anything else. Mac still stuck under, completely left by his team. Fridge in the 1v1 Weave cleans up for him, and he still doesn't die after all of that impact here. And the Russians now on the brink of winning map number
Fridge
1.
Gets back to his combo after all of this.
Yeah, they have Uber as well now to defend the point with it. This is the powerful endgame position. They have Uber advantage, they have the point, they have the gun ready. What are you gonna do on the Turkish side here? They have to deal with so many things, so difficult to take care of by themselves even, not let alone all at the same time. Uber gets forced, gun on shutter being activated, and they're just dropping like flies right now.
Yeah, have to contest this point dry against Silvermaster's Uber, and that was a good run. Even with Corki's disconnect problems there, Funeral Service craft a really good round there and ended up taking the 3-2 for the first map. But very good match that we are seeing here for sure, and now we're going to product. I can only imagine it continuing at this frenetic style. And I guess here we go. We're live for map 2 of this so far very close match. It's Funeral Service against umud+8. Funeral Service took the first map 3-2, and they're now on match points basically. Yeah,
another best of 5 on the King of the Hill map.
There goes Patatas with the jetpack. I called it. Oh, gets denied completely, but he's making space for the Korean to... Oh, he still gets quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he just bombed in right, and Mac walked over left on the other side, and just everyone was busy with the pyro in their face. They will clean up both of them, but at least they get Silvermaster fought on the Turkish side, so it's this mixed bag right now where barely anyone can be super happy about this, but at least the Russians have more people surviving because they just played passive, no one really going deep all the way here. Means they will just be fine in the end.
Yeah, it turned out to be just Hammer alive on the Turkish side, but he didn't really get much of a position to just push the point on Sniper against 4 people, of course. So now it's gonna be a bit of a reset. Funeral Service gets the first cap. And let's see what the Turks do. Crayon gets picked in the back by Boshi. Corky gets already a kill on Patatas there. Bat is trying to find a pick there. Is in the back lines. Got caught a little bit, but he's still alive. And bit tentative. Boshi gets another pick in the back, and I think it's slowing down a little bit the attempts of the Turks at pushing the point here. As yeah, so far Funeral Service is holding. It's still fairly aggressive with Corky there, and Turks are basically going back to Cliff and trying to recuperate themselves a little bit.
Yeah, both nets pretty much have levers by now. Dying on mid obviously takes some time to build this thing up again, but in the meantime, neither team can really do much of an aggressive play with the whole team, including the team off the point. Needs a lot of time already clocked down here, minute down the timer, and only now the first real play for the Turks starts coming over point. Potatoes not immediately, they get Leaf in return, but not much else just yet. All having to fall back to play safe around the threat of the battle on the Russian side as well means they won't get much just yet. With Zodiac dying as well, it's gonna be hard to even get much cap time going to force people onto point.
Oh, Boshi is on Gregory. He just about survives Gregory there. Very close. Fluxo was trying to get a late jump there, but he thinks better of it, and they all just kind of back up a little bit. It's gonna be another reset here for Turks as they get back to Cliff and try to get some aggression on the point. They have to contend with Funsky over a hill though. That's pretty scary. And they are getting some point time. Crayon with a huge jump. Can he get something out of this? He doesn't, but and in the meantime, Boshi is getting more stabs. He's actually getting quite a few kills as all of this happens, and Patatas is going to get the point, but it's not really a good cap. It's going to be a slow spawn for Gregory as he got killed in the back of all of that. And meanwhile, Silvermaster has full Uber, and they're just going to get the cap with all the time in the world. They're even delaying it a little bit, even though they're all alive, which is kind of strange.
I think they were just afraid about the spine backlands and all turned around, so that wasted a few seconds here that the Turk gladly will take, but it's not a huge difference. It's barely 20 seconds of that time, and we're already on the last minute for Funeral Servers. The
Crayon big bomb.
The trigger. That's one way to do it. It gets the job done without hitting the second rocket, but that's all they're really gonna accomplish with this Gargoyle Spawn. Don't even have anyone to build with right now, so this will be barely even at the end of the sack wave, and that's maybe just not good enough with how little time they have.
Yeah, Gregory had basically just spawned, but at least they now have even Ubers to work with, so if they can only get a little bit of aggression and try to pressure at least Funsky a little bit, because I imagine, yeah, there you go, Ham gets the pick there, and that's the opening they need pretty much. They're going to start flooding people onto the point. Patatas and Zodiac are already quite aggressive here, but they need some heals to work with. They're getting cap time, they're getting the damage, they're getting a couple of kills as Marisa dies as well, and they're just going to cap the point here. No real contest from Funeral Service, as they know they have numbers disadvantage there. Corky is now doing pretty much the reverse. He's going really aggressively here. He's gonna get Ham, so just pure aggression from the Russian demo doing the job here. And they have numbers, and both teams have Uber, but so I guess Funeral Service is going to start capping here. Miaf is already on the job. Uber gets forced out of the cap time, and it's gonna be a trade on the points. Miaf is trying to go deep on the tail end of this, but they're not really getting kills, but it's just about getting the point position. Capping again at 5 seconds. Desperation coming in now on the side of the Turks as they have to repush this again. Patatas is on the point just with 2 health, trying to get it by himself, and ooh, what a mess.
Yeah, and this is the end game position you want to see on the Russian side, but they need to kill a little bit faster here because
they need to kill Hydra. They do.
And now on a point deployed now with how much health they have, it's going to be difficult to get rid of, and they need Kappa, and no one's really having Kappa.
Hammer
not shot, but he steps off the point.
They
everyone's blocking
round.
everyone else. I doubt it would have mattered enough anyway if they had more cap time, but maybe it just motivates them a little bit more. But towards the end, it was looking to be a little bit better here. They just need to start it a lot better now as well. Sure, the mid-fight was okay, but beyond that, the Russians just had all the control in the world on this first round here. That needs to change immediately.
Yeah, they'll lose the round, but Ham will put that in the frag video though. Mid again, Zodiac aggressive in the early stages, already gets Boshi, and now again a little bit tentative, trading spam. Bat is gonna die in the back line, so no spies for each team. And damage comes in, oh, big damage from Corky. And he's gonna get fridge there basically. But, oh, Funsky gets Ham picked again, and Funsky is gonna be a pretty tough one for the Turks to get past his fields. Boshi is on enemy cliff trying to figure out a spot for the pick, and as in the meantime, Funeral Service is gonna get the point.
Yeah, another mid-win for the Russians here. Similar situation this time, both medics living compared to last time, both dying, and with that, obviously, the play happens a lot faster. They will just be straight over point, get the exchange, get a couple of picks past Evo as well, and anyone that was flash with Silvermaster just kind of got picked apart here while the super happened. Boshi, Pyro, Soldier all falling, and with that, they have some opportunity to play over point. All really weak due to heavy, due to DuMmTm, but they're not stopping because of that. Crayon gets the bomb in deep with Mac on the follow-up as well on the combo. Everybody with the ice in the skies, not on the point. Max pipes will deal the damage. They need to clean up pretty much everything that was left, including the medic. Nice push with the Uber here by the Turks and getting themselves set up on the point again with only 30 seconds lost in the meantime as well.
Yeah, it was a really good push from the Turks there. It looked a little bit shaky in the beginning, but I think Hemahem getting the sniper pick in at the back of the team fight really helped them, and they were able to get the pressure that they needed. Very slowly, Russians are going to start trying to edge the point a little bit. They take quite a bit of damage in the process. And oh, there's the Boshi pick on, and Boshi gets the heavy and revolvers Gregory as well. Big play from the spy, and I think oh, Max trying to respond with a bomb, but he gets completely denied by Pahan. And oh, there's Crayon.
Zodiac trying to come in as well. If they were in that with Mac together and not just Zodiac and Scout and the Scout at the end, Zodiac as Scout and Crayon on Soldier late, this would have been a much different story. Silvermaster was on like 20 HP towards the end of that sack wave there, but it was just too disconnected from one another. Couldn't get the final blow on the medic here through everyone that was there, through the gun as well, so they find themselves down off the point without an Uber to really play with right now, and the times are dangerously close to the point where this ad will certainly just get back into the back.
Bomb from Mac gets the force. And the Crayon is jumping behind in the back. The problem with this force is just they're losing so many players for this. They're 4 up. They do get the advantage for Gregory now, but they're going to waste quite a bit of time waiting for the people to respawn and such.
It's not like late death though. Everyone's pretty much spawning together, which makes like the numbers of people dying pretty much irrelevant as long as they're all up together again to make the play immediately. It's not a ton of advantage. That's the tough part about forcing early. You will not have as much advantage as you maybe could have, and with the sniper down already, you lose an important backline of your play over point here as well, and certainly the Russians is trying to still play on point despite the disadvantage with that knowledge here. Finsky still being able to put on pressure onto the Turks on the outside of this point, and for now that seems to be just fine because no one's willing to commit.
Yeah, like their attempts to commit are also being quite thwarted by the presence of Finsky, I would say. Aggressive Uber coming in, they knew they had the advantage, but not quite enough of an advantage in the end, as Funeral Service has the Uber to come back at this, and Hydra is going to get picked off in the back. And they still try for the aggression. Mac and Zodiac get a couple of kills there. Yep, Bat gets the sniper, Gregory gets out. So it should be a good exchange for the Turks here.
Boshi at least gets a sniper,
Boshi, and yeah, it's gonna be a longer spawn for Hemahan. But yeah, they haven't capped yet though. So maybe not. They'll have the fast spawns on their side still. They're gonna go for the cap now. They lose Mac late. Oh, this aggression from Corky. Corky just goes massive, kills everyone on the point and blocks the cap entirely with the help of Fridge.
And suddenly this is looking all the different here. Everyone died. 6 people down right now on the Turks. With few now spawning, but certainly enough down to not be able to fight back immediately. Gregory with some ad out of this whole scenario here, living obviously the aggression point before this.
Yeah, it's
still
pretty
though,
small ad though.
They need to waste some time to get players back and forth, and then the play over point needs to work as well, which they struggled with quite a bit this map so far. Just with the threat of the sniper and keeping track of everything else. It's not been too well. They
oh, it's Uber, yeah. Mac tries to initiate with the sticky jump. They're going to get cap time quite a bit out of this. They're not really getting a lot of kills though. And I think the re-aggression plays on Gregory, gets that frag, and they use to try and just chase the remaining players. Mac is trying to survive here. He's somehow still alive as Mief is all over his face, but it doesn't really matter too much because they just got the point time that they needed in the end. And it's going to be a 2-0 for Funeral Service.
Alright, we have our 2 legal pauses out of the way. Any further pauses, just people being nice. Let's see if it comes down to that, or if people cling on to any advantage. The pause happened between rounds here as well. So that is that for context too.
Might have been tactical pause then. Let's see. Oh, Crayon, huge bomb already at the start. He goes all the way behind, but he's gonna just be a distraction because he's too hurt to really get kills right now. Damage otherwise. Oh, Bats is going for the sniper. He gets it. That's a good start. but Turks are all the way behind. I think they all rotated also to try to catch people who are behind them, and there's not a lot of aggression on the point right now. A Funeral Service gets most of the cap time, but there's numbers advantage for the Turks if they can actually start putting people on the point. There you go, Ham gets a frag on the heavy, and they're starting to get the point position now, and the Uber comes in. Quarky, oh, they were on crits, the Turks, but Quarky got Uber, or rather, Silvermaster got Uber in time, and I think it's going to be a favorable trade for Funeral Service.
Oh, Crown finds himself on the top of the medic there, will be able to end Silvermaster too. Really messy fight with the Crits Reaver scenario, but hey, a late med death is med kill you're gonna be happy with, I suppose. Certainly a long spawn left for Silvermaster here, while Gargi is already alive and kicking, bad getting on the NG as well. Gets the kill to Marissa as the crit streak is quickly building, not being slowly, and approaching point again, Hammer with a snipe onto the end, onto the Demo Man as well, forcing everyone else back with that all together. No one's really willing to lose any more lives on point right now, when you really just want to get ready for some sort of like plate, force them out of the corner that they are holding in right now. Maybe even force the Uber in the meantime. If they are aware of its splits or not, it's a different story. The Spy can check that. You can see it on the model and glimmer around the Medigun beam here as well. So there's ways to find out if it is. Let's see if they're aware of that though.
Oh, they drop Mac there. They have the crits, but they were such in bad health that they end up getting spammed. Funsky gets a sniper pick. It's gonna be a crits heavy. What is it gonna get? Gets Funsky, gets Quarky. Crayon is going for the jump in the back lines. Are they trying to get to Silvermaster? But Silvermaster is going to survive and 90% Uber now, and they don't get the point out of this either. So Funeral Service is looking pretty strong here. Oh, big jump from Mac. He's gonna try and go for Silvermaster here. Silvermaster is juggled. He's dead. Great job from Mac.
Two sticks and a face step will do the job just fine. I think the crits would have actually been better if they just killed everything else, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, certainly at least the sack afterwards worked just fine, so they kind of got what they wanted, maybe not quite the way they wanted though. Oh yeah, Boshi all the way at spawn as well, just waits for them to come up into his waiting loving arms here. Ooh,
oh, Patatas knows what's up. He knows to check that spot. That's pretty smart. Yeah, gonna be points still in the Funeral Services favor, but they have the crits advantage still, so if they can use it better without dropping Mac, that could be a really good help. They're starting to put some pressure on the point now. Only Pahan dead and Blushy on the side of the Russians. Zerial was going really deep as NG. Big kill from Ham gets the scout, but their whole flank is dead, and they have 90% crits right now, the Turks. But Silvermaster is getting close to his Uber too, and I think they might not be in position to use this fast enough. Oh, Boshi, oh, gets the knight, but the crits he's used, they're not gonna get anything.
Yeah, the Russians are certainly aware that this crit streak is on the table right now and are playing around it perfectly and recommit with Uber immediately, seeing if they can catch anyone, but certainly the Turks, knowing the crits wasn't great, don't want to overstay the Weltman point, which obviously means no cap, but it also doesn't involve anyone really dying, and they repush quickly, and that might be what they needed, because without invincibility, how long can they stay in this fight right now? Certainly not long enough.
They do get Silvermaster thanks to backstab there, and it's gonna be...
3 more picks as well on top of that.
It's gonna be the point. Oh, Boshi gets the Pyro, but it's not going to be quite the pick he wanted maybe, but it's a pick nevertheless. And now, regardless of that, we have Turks on the point with a big crits advantage, and let's see if they can get it together and use it properly this time.
Let's see, they really need to stay here. They have a minute differential here on the timers each. Turks down quite a bit. This crit streak has to be massive, and so far they've been not that great. They certainly know how to play from the bad one,
it's used. Oh, but Fox is so smart.
And everyone's trying to get the medic, and the Demo Man will fork with the snipe on the pipe there all across point. Finds the damage where the rest of the team couldn't. Still, they're down a lot of players here they don't even have yet.
And
so while they probably will get points soon here, they will still have to wait a little bit.
Oh, Crayon with a big jump. He's gonna try and get on Silvermaster. Silvermaster is 1 health. He gets finished off by actually, I think it was a roller at the end. So they're 2 up on the side of the Turks, but they do get the med pick that they needed. It's gonna be still pretty tense situation as Funeral Service has a pretty good time advantage right now. But yeah, the thing is that Funeral Service is playing really well against the crits. You see especially that last one where they just jumped everyone onto the med and demo combo and made it really difficult for them to use it properly.
See, they're just re-pushing immediately off the players that are just in the respawn cycle right now, just approaching points, so they will have the space to work with here easily. Do Zodiac in the meantime, not the worst loss to have, but it's 20 seconds, 2 minutes and a half. This is match point as well. If the Russians win this, the Funeral Service takes this round, this match is over in their favor and they will be the winners. So Turks, obviously, with everything on the line, can't afford to let this point slip away too much here.
Oh, Boshi trying to go for a kill, doesn't get it though. But Gregory is quite hurt in the back of all the spam and the distraction, and the funeral service gets a little bit of point time. The health is bad. Gregory actually switched to Uber and they go for that. Quick fix being used on the side of funeral service, and Uber against quick fix is a pretty interesting trade, but it seems that the health is going to be better on the side of funeral service at the tail end of this, and they're going to just get the point cap. Detonator jump from Patatas trying to get something at the tail end of that, but he doesn't. He gets denied.
Yeah, the quick fix will be up really quickly, so if they have to give a point, they have something to work with fairly quickly here compared to Gregory, who has to deal with standard build rates as well. It will be tough for the Turks. They're approaching point early. They don't want to let this go down on the timer too much here and let it go to overtime. They want this right now. They will get a lot of cap time, a couple kills here and there as well. We don't already know Sniper to worry about. It's huge.
He doesn't get it, but he's gonna get Mac though. And I think that's probably a pretty good pick to work off with the repush. Also, Silver Master has the quick fix. Is gonna bring it with Pahan onto the point. Can they focus Pahan fast enough? They're all gonna jump on this combo, but Pahan is alive. He's not dying here. And Gregory dies to Pahan as well. That quick fix heavy actually worked really well.
Can't do it, and that's the match. After a really close first map, Funeral Service will close it out in just 3 quick rounds on King of the Hill product here and will take first place in Division 2 for ETF2L Highlander Season 21.
Very well played.
Yeah, well-deserved win here in the end for Funeral Service, taking this into 2 maps. We won't be seeing Womtic tonight, which might be unfortunate to some, but that's the rules. And like you said, commiserations to umud+8 with a still overall great performance this season. Second place is still a hard-earned place in the end with how solid the division looked like at the end of this.
Yeah, that's true. So Funeral Service, should they choose to continue with this roster, they will have a guaranteed spot in Div 1 next season. And also shiny gold medals. Good job to them.